All right, so welcome back to the show, family. So this episode is a little bit late because we recorded twice, and somehow
Somehow
we ended up recording in slow motion.
we ended up
Yeah,
recording this.
we ended up somehow
It was
switching
a
the
us
camera
thing.
settings to slow motion.
It was us.
There was no audio, and it was useless, and it was a bomb one too. But it's all good though, because you know what? When it's in you, it is in you. So here we are again.
Here we are,
Yeah, still getting it done.
late and all.
All of that. But it's all good, man. Y'all rock with us anyway.
For real.
So, baby, revisiting a conversation. But you know, the dope thing is even when we lose content, sometimes we get to go back through previous conversations or pivot altogether
Yeah.
and get to think about those things after we've had the time to really process our thoughts on it.
Right.
And I know we were talking before about, you know, us being in this beautiful 10-year phase of our marriage and where we've grown to up to this point, and really looking at how far we've come and what we are excited about over this next, you know, decade. And for you, thinking about the love that we have and what we've been able to cultivate up to this point, what are you looking forward to in this next decade together? You know what? Not even the next decade, because you can't. Who's future casting that far? Let's look at the next 5 years.
Okay.
You know, because in 2.5, 3 of those, you know, baby girl will be gone. We'll be empty nesters. We'll be doing our own thing. What are you looking forward to in our marriage over the next 5 years?
I'm looking forward to just focusing on us.
Okay.
Who we are without restrictions.
Yeah.
I love being a parent. It's all good. But well, it ain't all good. Let's not lie there. It's not all good. But I enjoy it to a certain extent. But I think I'm just looking forward to just us being us and only being able to, or only having to focus on what we have and cultivating that into a deeper level. Because I'm excited to see who you are as just Trone, my husband. And I'm excited to see who I am as just Adoria, your wife.
Yeah.
You know? So I'm excited for that. I'm excited for us to just live our lives with freedom. Not having to think about like a babysitter, not having to think about, oh, well, school's going on, so we can't go do this because she got this, or basketball because, you know, she got all this going on, so we can't do this. Yeah, I'm excited to live a life with no restrictions.
Yeah.
Yes. And that's just being honest.
And it's real too, because even though, you know, there is a way of living to where you can incorporate, you know, your kid in all of your life. However, you know, we've been so intentional for so long, you know, with baby and how we've included her and how we've considered everything, you know, in her life.
Absolutely.
And we take pride in being present in everything that she has going on and showing up for her and making sure that she has a childhood and that it's not completely revolved around us. You know what I mean? But like making sure that she gets to do some of those childlike things or whatever, from interacting with her friends and having stability and all of these different things. And I think it's so dope that we've been able to do that with her. But looking forward to, you know, these next 5 years or so, I'm ready to step into seeing what it's going to be like for me to develop into that full-time partner, that full-time husband, you know, and being able to show up for you in a different way. Because I know in the previous conversation we had, when we really looked at the last 10 years of our life, it has really been like, it's high speed.
Yes.
There's been so much going on.
Yes.
And I never really took the time to consider how hectic the past 10 years have been until, you know, we had that conversation the other day. And I was looking at it, you know, from the time we got married to the next 8 months, we didn't see each other right after that. And then I got to Washington, instantly going to the field within a matter of weeks of getting there.
Right.
And spending that first year pretty much always in the field and gone to the point to where you moved, 2-3 times? And I would get off a plane or get back, to the state or get back to Washington. And I'd be like, all right, where we live at now? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, it was so many times where we moved and I was only there on FaceTime. And for a while, I didn't even know what baby girl went to school at. And then I get back. And so much was happening between, stuff that you had going on with your unit, in the Army. And then we finally make it to Washington. And like so much is happening in our lives to where we never actually got the time to just settle and be together like as a family.
Yes.
And even when we finally did get out the Army, life started happening again because we ended up falling right into COVID months after getting out the military.
Yep.
And so we went through that and pretty much being on lockdown. We had a whole bunch of other life. And, we had a lot of situations going on, having to navigate that with baby girl, like health stuff, getting injured, bodily stuff. Like it was just so much. And then went to the part to get in the house.
Yes.
Thinking that was going to be easy. And that ended up being
crazy.
like 6-8 months of hell.
Chaos.
Almost going homeless. Literally was losing our mind. And it took us another year of being in the house to even get back to a point of being calm and settled. And so much is missing and all of that. But I didn't realize until we talked the other day that we haven't actually slowed down to actually exist and just live life together until like the last year. And 10 months not 10 months, 10 years has literally ran by us. And now I'm like, wow, over these next 5-10 years together, I get to learn how to really be romantic with my wife. I get to really learn how to pursue her and show her that intentional time and create new memories outside of the stressful environments that we've came from. Like I get to slow down and just be with her and build something with her also that gives us both a sense of fulfillment and joy and getting to learn each other in a new light all over again. And I'm excited about that.
Me too. I'm excited about it too. I know, like, I would say our first 10 years of marriage was just a lot of figuring it out, figuring ourselves out on an individual level, figuring ourselves out in our marriage, figuring out the Army, figuring out parenting, figuring out so much stuff. Granted, we grew so much and I'm grateful for those 10 years, but I am excited to move to the next phase of, okay, we got this shit together now. like that's the phase I want to be in and just bask in that and just be into each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you envision yourself, or how have you envisioned the woman that you're looking to become over these next couple of years? Like, how have you thought about what she looks like?
No, actually.
Okay.
No, I haven't thought about it. I think I've spent a lot of time future pacing in the figuring out over the last 10 years that I'm okay with just becoming her naturally. Just keep doing what I'm doing now and, growing and whatnot. But I'm okay with not envisioning her and just letting her become. Yeah. Does that make sense?
You know what? I love that answer so much. And I say that because earlier this morning while I was at the gym, I had a thought very similar to that. And I didn't even remember it until you just made that statement.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about it and I was like, man, you know what? I think for this point of time, that we're growing into together, over these next couple of years, I don't want to look too far ahead, but I want to be very intentional about my actions from day to day.
Yes.
From month to month. Yes. And having like daily habits and weekly and monthly habits that make me proud in the now. And then being so intentional about those moments of me executing on the things that matter to me, no matter how big or small. Like from the time that we spend together to the time we spend with baby, to us doing something, with the show and what we want to do with our content, and being so consistent with those things and just being proud of those things over time and allowing myself to enjoy that and become who I become in the process. And I'm looking forward to that.
I really look forward to that. I think there's been so many times in my life where I would be like, when I get to this point, I'll be proud. Or when I get to this point, I'll be happy. And then you get to that point and then you're like, yay, in the moment. And then it's like, okay, well, it's another Tuesday.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, no, I want to be proud every single day. What can I do every single day that makes me proud and makes me happy and feel fulfilled? You know? Why are you smiling at me like that?
Because it's so funny, man, because we can not have a conversation and then we sit down and start talking. I'm like, bro, you were in my head.
I know you.
Like you live in my head rent free. And I'm just like,
I do.
Bro, like, how did you know I was thinking some of these same things?
Yeah.
And man, that's wild. I'm like, what?
Because I'm like, why are you making this face at me?
I'm like, bro, I be having these thoughts to myself and I be like, man, what would that be like? And then I sit down and I talk to you and you come out with, say it another way, but like the same things I've been thinking myself. And I just be like, bro, we be so on the same page, like all the time. Because I know, man, that I've missed out on the present so many times over the years. And even though I would like to think of myself as being very present and intentional, and I haven't always been that way, I still think that there is a degree of presentness, if that's a word.
If it ain't, it is now.
It is now. That I could have been. I think there's a degree of being present that I really probably could have done had I allowed myself to really be more committed to just my actions in the moment and my being in the moment and not looking so far, like still dream, like have that ability to look far enough out and then come back to the moment and be like, all right, how can I stack wins and actions and these small consistencies over time and enjoy that process enough as I'm going toward whatever this bigger thing is. And I think I've really kind of robbed myself of that over time. Like looking so far ahead that unfortunately, like it gets so big to where it's consuming you to a point to where you can't even fully grasp how important the moment is.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, I don't want to do that, from 31 to 41.
Right.
I don't want to do that. Like I want to enjoy the rest of 31, 32, 33, all of those.
Yeah. Yeah.
Day to day.
Yeah. I don't want to look up and be like, where did the time go? Like, I don't want to do that. I want to make sure I am in the moment as much as possible. Yes, we're going to still dream. We're going to still have our visions, but what we do every day matters in order for us to get to that vision.
Yeah.
So we need to be in that present moment. So yeah, I absolutely agree with you on that.
Yeah. And I think having, lived through such a hectic, previous 10 years, like it's really put a lot of that in perspective. And now as I'm thinking about it, I'm like, man, like I really want to be so intentional about the memories that we create going forward and not just doing stuff to say like, hey, we did it, but like really being immersed in the moments.
Yeah.
And then also being able to say like, hey, you know what? Not only did we get to the goal, but we really enjoyed the journey and we're still going. And I want to be able to take all of that in.
I agree. Something we talked about, I feel like it was like a few months ago. We talked about how often in the last 10 years we would be like, we would put so much stuff off. We would put off experiences that we wanted to do because we felt like we had to focus on a particular goal.
Mm-hmm.
And we missed out on so many moments and so many memories we could have created because we were going after this thing. Did we ultimately still get the thing, whatever the goal was? Yes. But it's like, we still could have had those experiences and still went after the thing at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
Like, we don't way to do it.
Yeah, we don't have to put off our enjoyment or put off making memories to go after the vision. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think like learning how to balance that better, or not balance. I don't even like to say balance, but learning how to fit it in more into our lives to where we can enjoy those moments while also going after the shit we want to go after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then doing them joints like in little gaps. Mm-hmm. Like, all right, hey, we finna go super hard for the next 12 weeks or
mm-hmm.
the next 3 months or whatever. But then like that next 30 days, all right, we chilling. Mm-hmm. We finna enjoy this or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then cycling on and cycling off or whatever it is that we need to do.
Just figure it out.
But we probably could have been more efficient, but
yeah.
I mean.
But I don't regret. Nola, stop. She's like trying to open the door. Crazy puppy. It's the dog. It's the dog.
The challenges of recording.
She's trying to bust down the door.
Because she's needy.
Had it.
The puppy is needy.
She wants mom.
Of course. Because you spoiled them.
Anyway, she's my dog. Like, what do you want me to do?
Anyway.
You
see how that's working out.
Who got me the dog?
That is not important right now.
Okay. What were we talking about?
Mm-hmm. See what happened? See what happened right there? Through your whole thought process.
Wait, I was going to say something real good, too.
Mm-hmm. I'll swing back around.
Swing it back around.
Looking into because we just gonna move.
Go to another conversation because I don't even know.
Nah, man, because again, looking at what we're working towards, I'm looking forward to really being able to enjoy all of this year, being able to enjoy everything from the strides and the things that we accomplish, in building our brand and our relationship and everything. Mm-hmm. And I'm looking forward to, again, taking those daily steps, looking forward to accomplishing things in the short span and in the long run.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sure. And just being able to stack those wins over time.
Yeah.
And so now I think that we've gotten to a point to where we're more content in a way with allowing the process to take its time and not having to rush everything and then putting things off feeling like, hey, we got to rush and do something now. Mm-hmm. We can't afford to do this thing right now, whatever. We got to, not live life or whatever because we got to put this one thing on the pedestal. Mm-hmm. I mean, because our time is limited. You know what I mean?
It is.
Like, it is so limited.
Listen, something I've often tell people is we feel like we're entitled to tomorrow.
Yeah.
And we're not. Like, we are not. Tomorrow could be taken from us right now.
And that's so real. Like, and I've had so much death in the past couple of years. Like, it is crazy to me. Like, and it's really making me more aware of the value of my own life in these days that we get to have, because you really never know.
Right. Absolutely.
You really never know. Mm-hmm. And I want to make sure that I get to enjoy as much time as possible with the people that I love and that I care about, and still do the things that matter to me, and that matter to us and what we want to build. Mm-hmm. But not being so far ahead, not being so head down all the time, to where
yes.
to where we still can't look up and be proud of how far we come. We can't enjoy those little day-to-day moments or whatever the case may be, and really taking in life like in its fullness.
Yes.
In everything that we do.
Absolutely.
And realizing that it's all a gift. Like, regardless of how we want to look at it, every single day that we get the opportunity to like walk around this mug and say, we love you, like I love you to each other, is a freaking gift.
Yeah.
And honoring it that way.
Yes.
And still going to go do the other things. Mm-hmm. And that's how I'm looking forward to living out the rest of this year, like doing the things that matter to us, but enjoying us along the way.
Yes. Yeah. I'm 100% with that.
Yeah, man. Because I owe my baby some more passion, some more romance, and some more loving, some more experiences. And I want to give you all of that. Like, I feel like I have not done that at the level that you deserve up to this point. And I have to be better about that. And I look forward to seeing what all tricks, I could pull out my romantic bag.
Oh.
As these months go forward.
I'm excited
because I look forward, to making you feel as loved as you actually are, and as appreciated as you actually are, and as valued as you actually are to me. And not just in my words, but also in my actions, but also being able to spoil you and treat you certain ways, to be able to show it in different ways beyond what I normally do, because you get most of that stuff anyway.
Right. Yeah.
But let's mix it up these next 5-10 years, this lifetime ahead that we got.
Yeah.
So I'm ready to give you an elevated husband over these next however long we got here.
Hey, I'm excited to just see what that looks like. I'm over here like, okay, woo me.
I'll find my way.
You will.
I'll find my way.
Of course you will. I think what's dope is I love our marriage because we're always trying to figure out ways we can grow and improve within our marriage.
Yeah.
Like, I love that. It's like, okay, where's something we're weak in? Let's work on that right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's so fire to me. Yeah. Like, looking for the weak spots so we can grow.
Yeah, and that's real, man. That's unfortunately like one of those areas, but that was kind of the hand we were dealt. But it's easy to continue to make excuses about different things or to use that as a reason as to why not to do it, but it can also be a reason why to do it. And we always talking about, growth and becoming better and serving the newer version of you. And the newer version of my wife desires more of that. So as your husband, it's up to me to show up and give you that. Because of course, as I grow too, my desires change too.
Absolutely.
And so we're always having to learn how to serve that next version of each other. And who we are right now, like, we need that for our marriage. We need that for the love that we have today and what we want to build over these next 10 years. So serving each other now going forward is going to look way different than it did
the last
10 years.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's a part of the journey.
Yeah. And that's exciting for me.
Absolutely, my love. If you guys have enjoyed today's episode, please do like, comment, and subscribe, man. We really enjoying this. Yes. I hope y'all can see that we really do this thing with some real intention. And we hope that through our transparent conversations and our honesty, that you actually really get something out of it and that you're able to use it in some shape, form, or fashion. Yes. But yeah, man, like, comment, subscribe. Follow us everywhere. We easy to find at this point. My name is John Trone. This is my beautiful queen,
Adoria.
We are one dope couple family. And until next time, peace and love.